Right, hello, we're starting. Welcome to Way of the Wicked. Uh, Late edition, for once. That's never happened before. Yeah, we pick up after a week of downtime. Last session. Things happened. Uh, last session, we actually slew the copper dragon. And basically, placated Chargamon, being because we killed the copper dragon by the name of Erymanthus and took his head to
We took his
Chargamon.
entire body to Chuckerman.
Oh, well. His bodily remains were taken to Chargamon, laid before him. Chargamon was like, "Ah, excellent," and ate it, I think.
Yes.
And then he said, "Very well, I shall eat your princess. In 1 month's time, when the moon is dark, I shall descend upon the Adarium and eat your princess." And we were like, "Fantastic, dude. We are so out." And we left quickly. Because it was like, if you ever return, I'm going to be really pissed. Also, he grabbed Jarathon, tossed him to Telemundus and be like, You will serve your brother for 100 years. And Jarathon was as happy with that as you can imagine. But he didn't dare do anything. So yeah, we got Jarathon as a bonus servant, so to speak, and then we took control of the Dragon's Isle. Spent some time there, redecorating and stuff. Can't show to you, sadly, because well, it crashes the server. it's too fabulous right now. We'll need to downscale it somehow. And then we said, we spent some time here on the isle. Let's go to Mathrin, the capital of the kingdom, to see what we can scout out. And we found some allies thanks to Baroness Venia, and she basically introduced us to one of the surviving Barkans in the city, who was like, I actually have the privilege to get into the Adarium. I can escort you in to get you past all the wards. At which point we were like, that's pretty good. We'll take you up on that. And we were, escorted inside. Or we are to be escorted inside in a week, I think. 2 weeks? 1 week?
Well, a couple of days
Yeah.
before the eclipse.
Yeah.
I think that was
Basically,
the
it takes
deal.
a few days to get through the security and everything, and then you'll sort of be there on the day, and you'll have, the day to mill about until.
Sure. Poke around a bit.
And also have him time to get the hell out away.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be there.
Then he's going to miss all the fun.
The fun. And yeah, that's basically what we did. During the downtime, Zacharias did a lot of things. A lot of organizational things. He talked to Mott. He arranged meetings. He held a lecture in the in Gaston Hall in the new medical academy. Has Thrain given a name to the academy, by the way?
Not yet.
Okay. Well.
It is rumored that he has one, but it has not been.
Okay.
Currently, it's just the academy, because there is only one.
Yeah. And the void sense is implanted in that securely, and we're making headway. And recruiting basically everyone into the void sense. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So Zacharias has spent a lot of time doing that. What has Kyron been spending his time on?
Kyron has been doing things,
Yes.
multiple things,
Yes.
that may or may not become evident soon.
Okay.
I'm being secretive for reasons.
Okay.
What would the others have seen or know him do?
Well, he has certainly, during our redecoration period, he has certainly requested and acquired some unusual things for him, like alchemy equipment for some reason. And he's also equipped an entire section of his area with things that would be very unusual for Chiron to have or use or in that regard. Other than that, well, he sent Jarathon about again, who is doing things. And yeah.
This is so informative. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? It's very informative. But all will soon be revealed, I'm sure. Other than that, during our downtime, he's also... I assume that we all walked around a bit in Methrin. At least some more than others. I assume. I'll just keep assuming. And during that, Kyron has visited some of the taverns there to just be about, listen to what the general mood is. And also to spread some stories about how his cousin's friend's family brother got attacked by a black dragon near the eastern part of the Cabria, and how odd that the legends are actually becoming true and all those stories, and making just trying to create some rumors in that regard, because they aren't actually rumors, they are very true. So yeah.
I wonder if any of them would even believe it. They're like, if he's been encountered by a dragon, he wouldn't have lived to tell the tale.
Well, the thing about rumors is you don't have to believe them for them to stay rumors. It's like, what if?
What if?
What if?
Listen to this tall tale.
What has Cash been doing?
Beside the words, redecorating. Not much, because she hasn't really dared to go to that monastery, but she... Last session, funny enough, I haven't talked to Manikai, but last session I did ask if it was possible to get the Shadow Web to try and get some information if the Inquisitor she's looking for is inside that church that are here.
What is the name of the Inquisitor?
I'll type it.
Okay.
Because everyone says it their own way.
Trajan.
We'll say it like that. I guess it's because I say it the Danish way. But Cash hasn't really dared going in there to look herself, even with the very nice gift from Adrastus Thorn. Because he has certainly learned from the experience never to split the group.
Then, of course, Asurius has during the downtime contacted or been contacted by, subtly made himself visible enough for some certain people to find him and contact him and talk to him a little bit about some things. And he's got some information that he is very excited to share, but of course he will not do so immediately.
Of course, not immediately.
Oh, of course. All right.
I guess now we can't eat Jacobs again. But
I have no idea where he went.
right, well, it's probably been walking around the city really. Seen near Sarsil Hill, interacting with military people, talking to guards on the street and whatnot. Different disguises, always at night.
You should like dominate the captain of North Hill. Or Varsil. Sarsil? Which Sarsil?
That is the military one.
Okay. Yeah. Mind control
That one has high power people that might not be so susceptible.
Oh, really?
There are powerful people left in the city, certainly. Although most of them seem to be gone. Because, war.
Yeah, it kind of draws you out, I suppose.
Also knows that Solomon is in here somewhere. The High Inquisitor.
Oh, Solomon Kane? What was his name? Solomon something. He's probably pretty badass.
He's known for being pretty badass, yeah.
Hopefully he won't be at
Solomon
the
Tyrath. High Inquisitor.
Solomon Tyrath, eh? Alright.
For his strict value of law
Hmm.
and order. Even if you break the law for a good reason, you still deserve to burn. It's a pretty grim dude sometimes.
I can imagine, yeah. Can imagine. Yeah, I guess the group sort of reconvenes after the week has passed, and have a meeting if anyone has anything to share with the group that might help us going into the Adarium.
Not with that. I really want to go to that monastery and find out if he's in there.
Is the monastery in the city or outside the city?
I think you're thinking of the High Cathedral of Mithra.
Oh, cathedral, yeah.
Oh,
And if there's a way to get him out of there.
I mean, he has to leave sometime, right?
Could you roll a d20? Because we'll just do the whole thing now. See how much information you get. Alright, Cash has not been able to really get her people in here and do a whole lot. Because, they don't really know the city themselves, and talking to people here, people that just really, they want to help, but they don't do so in about illicit information or such, because they just don't know it. If you go up to someone asking, oh, where's this person? They will say, oh, well, I don't know, but I can certainly help you find him. I'll take time out of my day to go help you, fellow citizen. Spread the love and light of Mithra.
It's sickening.
People are so very nice and so awesome. If you go in the street and you look poor, someone will come and offer you some bread or something like that. If you go to the poorest district, on every city corner there's someone delivering out free food or clothes or whatever, really. And nobody, of course, takes advantage of this. Every window you see a little sort of prayer necklaces and some candles. You find out actually that some of the richest people in Mathurin are the ones making prayer candles.
Oh, I wonder why they're so rich.
Yeah, it's big business, They're
Big production.
They have big candle. Sold is the big candle. Well, invading the Grand Cathedral might be a bit much. At the moment. But if you somehow would find him he always takes a walk on the beach every third day or something like that, you can certainly ambush him.
Yeah, but how am I gonna find out about that? Is it even normal for people that are not,
I don't know
to
how
walk in there?
I don't know how you would
Are we
find that
allowed-
out.
we
You can go into the church, yes. However, it's like a vast thing. Think of the Vale. That was basically a cathedral. This one has its own priest quarters too and everything.
Great. So
Probably not unprotected either.
will Cash be blinded in there, like the veil?
No, there's no giant fires as far as you can
Well, that's at least something.
tell. Might be inquisitors though, so it's dangerous.
Yeah, that's.
However,
thing.
Sirius will, during this time bring up that he has been in contact with some people, and if there's anyone who wants any information, he can certainly bring it along, the requests, because these people actually seem to have a good amount of knowledge of what's going on around the city.
I mean, what we are mainly interested in is the Adarium, defenses and stuff.
They want to, pay back for the kindness with the boat and such, and as two, prove that they're still capable and worthy, and three, prove to you that maybe you should be friends with them instead of enemies.
Yeah, we are interested in anything we can get on the Adarium and its defenses.
Maybe more information on the princess, if they can procure that somehow.
But we're not interested in the princess, really, are we? We're interested in the king.
Well, Chiron at least is interested. I suppose the king is a higher priority, but maybe they know
He's-
something.
I mean, the
He's-
mission.
The king is not even here.
The mission is to kill the king, and to do that, we need to infiltrate the Adarium, and we need to know as much of the Adarium as possible, like defenses, weaknesses. Like, there's a cook that owes us a few favors. He could leave the king's bedroom door unlocked for you, something like that. That would be pretty good.
Yeah, but any information about anything that might concern us would be valuable. And knowing that, the princess is actually a great worm silver dragon. That might be good to know.
They will, upon this request, Sirius, of course, asked this already. So, he will tell you that they apparently have not got people inside, because the people basically live in there like it's almost as a monastic order, just taking care of that place. And then, themselves live pretty good, happy lives. It's a pretty huge thing. It's basically, you have a giant wall surrounding what's basically a city of servants and like barracks and stuff. And they have their own little stores and whatnot. And then in the middle of that, there's the sort of inner part where there's another wall, and then there's the inner sanctum building, sort of a tall, big domed thing, where the king and the royal family lives. And in there, there's then the elite guards and like the royal servants and whatnot. They don't really have people in there. You can tell that there's quite a lot of both magical and sort of personnel defenses around the sort of the outer areas. However, you've got really a way to get through that, so there's not really a whole lot of sort of energy in elaborating that. Beyond that, they will say that recently people have been a seer from Davrin is known to be a visitor at the moment. Apparently speaking at length.
Polydorus.
Who knows what sort of plans or scripts might be written up in there about the future and whatnot.
That's worrisome.
Another guest is a paladin who has come there to replace what's his name? Well, what is apparently known as the princess's spiritual teacher.
Oh.
That's also worrisome.
Because he got sick to his stomach.
Oh.
Because he's not a spellcaster; he's just a theologian. So
But the paladin.
they got a paladin.
Do we know anything about this paladin?
Cash might actually be looking for someone by his name. Yes.
How convenient.
What's his name?
Trajan.
Oh, Trajan the paladin.
Yes, the pure, as a matter of fact.
Oh, okay, interesting. I thought it was an inquisitor.
Well,
Well, I mean, you are part of the Inquisition, yes.
Okay.
the pure.
Known as the pure.
Alright, so your old buddy is in the Adarium, it seems.
It will be said that this letter that called him there have the seer's mark on it.
It's kind of worrisome looking at
I
the
don't like
Adarium.
that.
It seems to be a lot of very powerful things in there.
You think?
I mean, I was like, it's probably king and his guard, but now like every NPC ever seems to be cluttering about that place.
Well, is Haplin in there too?
I don't know.
I bet he
Maybe.
is.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Of course he's in there.
He's been made the guard captain, yes, of the Adarium.
Wasn't Havelin with the army though?
We don't know.
Maybe.
We only know he's questing. He's a questing knight who brought the relics and stuff to the army.
We know.
We will hear that another paladin is indeed currently visiting. Has hurried in there because apparently there's something very important that he had to be there for.
Okay.
We should just go back to Chagaman and go like, yeah, instead of just eating the princess, could you also eat those two paladins and the seer for us, please?
It's actually, I hope that when Chargammon hits, he does a very good job of actually redirecting a lot of enmity towards him, because we can't really fight like 2 paladins and 2 archmages, and I don't know what else they have in
You
there.
also know, just from the outer defenses, that if alarm was to be raised, you would have limited time before that place was, you know. Yeah, limited time is probably sufficient.
Before that place was what?
Because there are big, important people, like Solomon, for example, just sort of not really living there, but certainly within a range to do mean things to people who act like bad people in there.
So let's not act like bad people until we want to act like bad people.
Until Shargammon shows up and rips off the roof.
Yeah.
Hello?
So we are definitely gonna have I don't remember what it's called, the conciliar alignment
Oh,
at
yeah.
all time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. That goes without saying at this point.
Although having like misdirection running would be even better, because then we could actually detect as like lawful good or something. Instead of just detecting as nothing.
I don't know if we have a misdirect.
I don't think so.
Maybe Dark bought as a scroll for his.
Yeah, but then he could only cast it once per day.
What he has the scrolls actually on his token, I noticed. If you double click it, you can see all his items noted in the notes.
Notes. Oh yeah, that's
He has
handy.
2 spell pages, Desecrate and a line weapon.
Oh, so no misdirect, unless he has
Yes.
a memorized book. Don't know that.
Yeah.
Which means it will be an undetectable alignment.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically, I suppose we get smuggled in, we look around a bit, see what we can do, see if we can take something out without, raising the alarm, and then we just chill. We need to try to find this secret king sanctum. With a bit of luck, we
No, I
might be
think
able to do that.
That Sirius will unfold is a scribble on a paper.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
Jake.
Jack.
Ah, excellent. My internet really loves me.
What is this?
It just
Say that
went
it's-
down.
Crude map of the inner sanctum.
It sure is.
That is very crude. Why are there band-aids on it?
What's the first floor?
That would be this one. The entrance hall.
Okay.
So that's
The rest you can make
that's-
out if you want.
Where did he get this?
From the Thieves Guild, I assume.
Yeah, they brought to him. They can't completely verify it because they haven't been in there themselves. But
We can bring in Baroness Venya to take a look at this. She's been there.
she's been in the public halls, yeah. The guest rooms.
And this is the second floor over here?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Here, have this map. Nobody knows what it means, but it might have it.
Who can say?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
assume
just disregard.
this is like a staircase.
Maybe.
So this is like something.
Sure, staircase up to the second level,
Then
staircase up to
wouldn't-
the third level, and the princess
Yeah,
on the third
then
level.
that staircase would go there.
No, there.
I think this goes like here because
Yeah.
But why are these two small then?
I don't know.
These two not.
They have
That's
a
a good
larger
point.
landing up here.
Then maybe these two go here.
these are like markings. So where's my pointer? This goes like up here, and this goes to here, and this goes to here. But
Your pointer stuck.
my pointer's stuck. Okay,
Well, that's not point anymore.
go away, pointer.
Thing that happens.
It's all started when Jake entered the server for some reason.
Sorry, man.
Okay, that's more information than we had before, at least.
Well, let's ask Venya what she can tell us.
Yep, we bring in Venya.
All right. So Stolen, she's staying with the count, the old king's brother, and she seems to like this life of living on the Golden Bow. And she'll certainly come in and take a look at the thing. Frown. It smells a little bit like street life.
Where are we at?
How could
Well, you probably went to visit her.
What?
You most likely went to visit her, right?
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
So, or this is I suppose sometime during the week. Weeks.
Can be.
Yeah.
Oh, I
should
guess
be.
we could just hold the meeting. Would that be better? I think that'd be better.
Yeah.
Where have your characters decided to meet up?
Sure.
Where have you decided to meet up?
Well, since we can't go to the Amanthus
The
map.
island is still being renovated.
Yeah, that's under
Like
construction.
working and like you hear all the hammering and stuff.
We'll go to we still have a standing invitation to the manor, right? So we'll take up one of their rooms.
Very luxurious rooms, really. Nothing is saved for the camp's friends.
All right, that's good. We'll take one of those conference rooms or one of those rooms and sit down and have a little chat.
A lot of wine and food and everything fine.
You want some wine, Zacharias?
Silks on the chairs and everything.
What about you, Marcus? Don't you want some wine?
No.
I want wine.
Cass wants wine.
No, I don't want wine. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose it's been that week and you've gathered around the table. The servants leave.
Good.
Malachi, before we do this, has Kyron heard any interesting rumors while traveling through different taverns?
What sort of rumors has he been looking for?
Like anything that might concern
He
the
has heard
Adarian?
rumors that soon the king will be reaching. The birds tell that soon the king will be reaching Navarin. He'll break the fire axe
That's not a good rumor.
and finally end this whole thing. People are still speculating what his plan after that could have been, though. He has taken so long to prepare. Certainly there must be something else going on. Some say he wishes to go into the sea and liberate an old sunken city down there. But
Sure.
He's going to resurrect Cthulhu.
Yes.
there's a city currently held by mer people. Down under the water. Old lost one. That was a long time ago.
I would like to see the king try to march his army into the sea. That sounds like a good thing. We should probably help with that.
He's just going to declare war on the ocean, then stab it until it leaves.
Smite the ocean. Well, Zacharias will lean back in his chair, cross his fingers, glare around the table. And then they will rasp, well, I have spent most of my time engaging with my organization. Has anyone found anything useful when it comes to the Adarium?
Marcus says. Well, sort of. But yes.
Zacharias' deathly gaze goes to Marcus.
Marcus says, I've spent some time among the city guard, figuring out their defenses. Essentially, I've cracked them open and inspected the insides.
I hope not literally, right?
Unfortunately not.
Good.
Currently, there are a few hundred soldiers in the Adarium, less defended than ever, equally so for the city, only a few hundred soldiers. They're well-trained, well-paid. They all seem to be honest and just. Despicable. However, in the Adarium, there is also a group of dwarven soldiers, elite forces sent by the Gaston Hall dwarves. They don't identify themselves as citizens of Talongard, but more exiles from a foreign land. They are the dwarves that we encountered also in the Vale, fighting against the Dwergar terrorists. Well, terrorists to them, of course. These dwarves are guarding the Adarium, and they serve the king in all things. I can also inform you on the guard routes of the guards, but I don't think that will be necessary for now.
Zacharias considers and then says, it is ill news for us. because we do know that several very powerful individuals are currently stalking the halls. 2 wizards of power, 1 an archmage at least. He seems to sort of massage his temples a bit. And then we have 2 paladins, 1 that we suspect might be Sir Havelin. The princess herself, which she might or might not be a sorceress. And we also have this powerful Asata that we are here to also assassinate as a gift to Hell for helping us with Thorn later on. We are certainly walking into a hornet's nest.
We faced
So-
worse.
Perhaps, but this will be a pressing concern. I doubt we can easily assassinate many of the people in here. More like, when Shargaman shows up to wreak havoc, everything will go down at the same time. We need to find the sanctum of the king. He is the main target. Everything else, Zachariah shrugs, can burn or not. The king must die.
Sirius speaks up and says, "Well, there was also that book that Thorn wanted."
Yes, if Thorn wants it, we want it. We won't give it to him, but we will keep it for ourselves, of course. Yes, all roads leads to the Adarium, it seems. He looks around. Has anyone gotten anything on the defenses except the powerful individuals inhabiting it? Do they have magical defenses, for instance? We know that the place is unscribable thanks to a wizard from foreign lands. It would be interesting to know if there was, say, built-in defenses around the king's sanctum or something like that.
As I mentioned before, I'm not sure about magical defenses, but there are a couple hundred soldiers and the elite dwarven force guarding the Adarium.
The question is if the force is guarding the Adarium itself, or if they are there to secure the princess. If we are lucky, the princess will be the main thing they guard. Perhaps they will keep to the upper levels. He looks again at the rag map, frowning down on it as best he can. If this cloth is correct, the king's quarters is on the first floor. We would not even have to go to the upper floors if we are lucky.
Hopefully we shouldn't have to. If Shargaman the Black does as he's agreed to, then the upper floors should be scorched by acid and all other manner of things.
Agreed. We should probably try to keep off the upper floors as much as possible, unless something we need, say the Asata or the Codex, is up there. The main thing is to find the sanctum and get inside. Once we are inside, depending on, well, whatever defenses might be running, I can memorize the place and allow us teleportation inside when it is time.
I will continue manipulating the guard to see if I can discover anything about the sanctum, but I highly doubt that anyone there will have any information.
Oh, server disconnected.
It crashed for some reason. Oh,
Interesting.
Sunrise continues. I might spend a few days going through the library on Eremanthus Isle. Perhaps, well, something this powerful and spell-wrought as the Adarium might actually be mentioned in the dragon's files. Perhaps some insight can be gleaned to the layout, defenses, or other things there. We still have about a week before it is time.
Is there no way to somehow get rid of these other people that could interfere with our plans before we get there?
It seems they are staying inside the Adarium, unless they go outside. Zacharias shrugs. I don't think so. Because certainly if we find one of them alone somewhere, we can certainly kill the poor sap and hide the body, and that is no problem for us. We just need to make it very quick. Bodies can be thrown into bags of holding, blood can be removed by magic. Screams and battle cries can be suppressed with silence. It is certainly possible.
Also curious about how good of a seer this seer person really is. If he can somehow predict everything we're going to do, that might be a problem. But he's probably just a fraud.
Zacharias shakes his head slowly. I do not think he is a fraud. Polydorus held a quite a prestigious office in Devrin, of all places. A city that despised magic. If he held his position, he must have been quite competent and useful, I should think. However, since, well, a rather dreadful cosmic event called the death of Aradine, prophecy has been unreliable. They might have an inkling what's coming. I doubt that they have the full picture, no matter how good this seer is.
Then it seems we have planned all there is to plan. Perhaps if we get inside the Adarium as we are planning, we can get more insight on things in there before striking.
Zacharias nods. It seems that most of the city is, well, he shrugs, of little interest. The Adarium is the goal. And I doubt, since everything and everyone in the Adarium lives there as if it was a monastery, and rarely go outside, we have trouble finding proper information about it, unless we go there ourselves.
It'll be just like the good old days at Valentine, huh?
Perhaps, although we cannot just exit and enter as we wish, unless we find a secure place to teleport in and out of course.
If that's even possible at the Adarium.
Indeed, it might be warded from teleportation, although I suspect it is not, at least not where the king will enter, otherwise he would be ensnared as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which is again why I would guess that we really need to find this sanctum he will appear from. I do not think that is actually warded for teleportation, as I said. If we find it is not, I can memorize the place and we can teleport in ourselves without any trouble. I don't see my token on the Mathron map.
It
No,
might have
map just
crashed.
crashed.
I'll give you a token in a second. As soon as I've connected.
I got my own tokens.
Okay. Let's find our tokens. But yeah, to summarize, I don't think we can really do anything without being inside.
I don't think so either. The place is like a fortress. Since no one leaves or enters, we can't really do a Ballantine thing with picking off commanders and stuff.
Unless we randomly find someone who's like, oh yes, I'm an ex-guard in there, I know everything.
And we've spent like a week gathering rumors and stuff. We haven't really found anything.
Well, not randomly looking for rumors anyways, but I'm not sure where we would start or how we would do it. I mean, like going for the ex-guard idea, you would likely be in the military quarter, if anything, but why would he be an ex-guard in the first place? What am I even trying to think about?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What kind of information would he even be able to give us?
You know that
And
only
why
the
would he give
king's
us-
personally selected most trusted guards are allowed to guard the inner sanctum.
Yeah. We won't
Knights who have
find like
proven their
some,
valor time and time again.
we won't find like some random drunk guard who's just let me tell you everything
I don't
because
think
I'm
so.
drunk.
We're in the heart of telling God indeed. Good and merry.
Basically, we just need to go in there and hope that we see opportunities.
Yeah, I think so. I will spend some time, because we have some time before it's ready. I will spend some time on Dragon Isle, see if we can, if I go through the library, see if I find anything interesting there that can help us. Maybe Erebanthes was contacted to building the thing. I don't know.
Yeah, he actually built the entire Darium.
Maybe he drew like maybe it was the architect or something. I don't know. He's been everywhere, at every time.
We
So
need to ask the Baroness also about that little map, if she can tell us more about it, even if it's correct.